where I worked for some years. And in that line of work, somebody invited me to a session like this. And she told me she's come across an opportunity where we can make some bit of money part-time without interfering with what we do. The company gives opportunities for traveling the world. Wow, that I loved. And yeah, I went for my first meeting. I loved what I saw. And I told her, I think I can do this. And then I went to my second meeting, and actually a presentation like this was done. And they talked about health, they talked about wellness. And that was my changing point. Because at that particular point, I was a very young mother. My firstborn was 9 years old. Now she is 27. My secondborn was 3 years old. Now she's 21. And as a mother, I actually realized that there's a lot I was ignoring. There's a lot I wasn't doing right. And that changed my life completely. And I immersed myself into this. And I have been doing it for more than a decade now, almost going to a second decade. And it's been very, very exciting. So if you're on the call, I want to encourage you. I want to welcome you, whether you're a distributor, our esteemed guests, please feel welcome. We are going to engage you for a very short while. And we hope that whatever we are going to give can impact you and also impact your family. And so basically, when we talk about Neolife, we are talking about an organization that is well versed in health and wellness for the last 62 years. It is a giant in health and wellness, and it has impacted millions of people all over the world, and to be precise, in more than 55 countries in the world. And so we count ourselves lucky that at least we were able to be part of this in Kenya for the last 23 years and going strong. So our company is on a mission to make the world a healthier and a happier place, starting with you, the person who is here. You are going to choose what you'd want with us, whether it is the products, whether it is the learning, whether it is the traveling, whether it is in future, whoever invited you can tell you how we make the money, because anyone can be able to do it. We have children, we have relatives who can benefit from this. So I want you to look at it not from your own point of view, but looking around you. Who else can benefit from this? So very quickly, I want us to go in and say we are in all this together, especially this COVID time. I mean, this is a time we all need to help each other in terms of making sure we are healthy, making sure we do our part. And as Neolife, our part is to make sure we follow the government directives, and at the same time, make sure that people's health are up there. So we are helping the government to ensure that people have immunity, especially with the specific supplements that we've been told by the government that can really help to keep us with our immunity up. Before I go there, I'll be quite fast. Let me just say in short, when we talk about health, there are very many critical elements we need to look at. One of those things is it is rest. We need to rest. Everybody needs a 6 to 8 hour rest every day. There's a reason why God created night for us to rest. If you don't rest, your health will definitely go down. So it's important to understand that resting is good. Exercise. We need to exercise for various reasons. Our stress levels, our bodies recuperate. I mean, when we exercise, we have a better heart, a better circulation, better weight management. And you age better, your bones are stronger. There are all sorts of benefits that come with exercising well. Then, of course, there's the issue of diet. And here, people really confuse diet. Diet is what we really need. But, I mean, it's what we do when we are eating. But we need much more than diet. We need nutrition. And that is where Neolife hits it, because many people, they compromise their nutritional needs in the name of I am eating well. And so we need to know that when we are talking about health, the doctors or the scientists are saying 95% of us, many times we eat food that lacks nutrients. We may be aware of it or not aware of it. Personally, I don't think I was aware. I was very ignorant. And then 75% of us consume products that are incorrect. Too much starch, too much sugars, not to mention so many things that come from the factories that are not good. And we find that in our diet. And so that is important to understand. But your diet can only be as good as what you buy. So even we are hoping that as we start this journey, for those who are starting for the first time, you also look at what it is you put on the table, or even in your basket when you're doing your shopping for your family. Now, going to the current situation, the governments are finding that we need to have some supplements that can help us as much as we are putting into the diet. Reason being, as much as we try to eat well, sometimes whatever we buy in the shops is not, we don't know the soils that were planted. Did they have enough vitamins? Or was the harvesting done at the right time that we got the prime of what we need in a product or in our foods? The handling of the fruits and the vegetables, is it as per should be? Many times it is not. And so you find there's that deficiency, even as much as we say we are eating well. And that's where supplementation comes in. And you can see clearly there, vitamin C is being very welcomed, and D, zinc, omega oils, very, very critical. And we need to learn more about that. Even as we talk about the products, we want to assure you that the company we are bringing forth for you, even as we give you the information, we have renowned scientists that have been known all over the years. And these are people who even publish their information in very prestigious journals, medical journals. They are great nutritionists, biochemists. In fact, the founder of the Scientific Advisory Board is a Nobel Prize winner. We all know that Nobel Prize winners are people who are up there and they do more than other people really do. So we have a great backing. So even as we tell you, and these people believe in whole food, backed by nature, everything they use is what God intended from our diet. Naturally grown so that we have the right stuff and we do not use things that are not in the food chain. So moving on, I will start with our first product. It is important to know that when we think about diet, the most critical thing we need in diet is whole grains. Complex carbohydrates give us whole grains. And those whole grains have the germ, and that germ has some good oil that has lipids and sterols. And those are the oils that lubricate our cells so that our cells they are well lubricated to allow the cell to feed. If you are lacking the whole grain concentrates, your cells feeding, the nutrition coming in and the going out of the waste within the cell is inhibited. So it is important to know that the lipids and sterols are in a product called Treonine, which is a world first. No other company has been able to do this. And it is going to feed your cell, and your cell is enhanced. And therefore, whatever else you eat, whatever else you take, will be absorbed at its best, and what needs to get out of the body is removed. Then moving forward, we have to protect ourselves by eating enough fruits and vegetables. We are told we need at least 10 to 15 in the current world because of variety. But you find because of the challenges we have in our lives, whether it is finances, whether it is ignorance, some of us are not even able to go to the market as we should so that we can get that variety that we need. And so you find we have a shortfall of the protection of the soil, the cells. This is very critical because this is what optimizes your immunity. And if you Google search what carotenoids are foods that protect you in the best way possible and boost your immunity. Then of course we need to balance, regulate our cells for good health. And the scientists say we need fish oil, at least 3 times, fatty fish, not the tilapia we know. It's good enough for its protein needs, but the fatty fish that gives us the oils that are called omega-3 essential fatty acids. I would encourage you to go and read more about the omega-3 and their benefits so that you're comfortable enough to understand why these products are good for you. And then of course, the other thing is the vitamins and minerals. You need a good variety. We have over 20, more than 21 vitamins and minerals. Some of the vitamins are oil soluble, others are water soluble. Some of the minerals are macronutrients, micronutrients, some are actually trace minerals. And we need a combination of all that. So the Pro Vitality that the company made, because this is what they started out with, especially the whole grains in 1958, we have a product that we like starting people out with called Pro Vitality. It will give you that combination of all that, and it will give you a good base to reject your body where you may have neglected it. So this is a very good place to start, the Pro Vitality. And you only need 1 sachet a day. Easy to carry if you're traveling. You just pick a few sachets, you travel with it. For people who travel a lot and you know wherever you're going, you're not going to eat as well, this is a very fantastic product. Then moving forward, we need to know the key benefits, as I told you, with the antioxidant protection. Oxidation is very bad for our body, very, very bad, and it really affects us. So you need to know that it will provide that oxidation process. Then, of course, for brain function, because of the omega-3, youthful skin, hair, we love that a lot. Heart health. The worst bit is that even as we talk about COVID, many people have heart diseases and they do not know. And it is the biggest killer in the world, the heart health, the heart challenges. It's the #1 killer in the world. And sometimes your heart challenge can be your last. So you find people get heart attacks, people get strokes. And so the heart health is very important in that aspect. Joints. This is the skeleton that moves us from point A to point B. You need to age gracefully without too much aches and pains. And the immune system, clear vision. Let me not go into the details. Whoever invited you can send you much more information or even a video to understand much more about it. So those are the key benefits. Another thing we need in this situation, this session of immunity. We all know that antibiotics are good when somebody has an infection. Well, they are good in the sense that they will be able to help you at that particular time when you have the infection. But did you know that we actually have an natural antibiotic, naturally given by God? And so we have garlic. Garlic allium is a combination, is a complex of onions, chives, leeks, and the garlic itself. Many people who take garlic, they have an after smell, or sometimes the allicin in the garlic, if it's eaten raw, sometimes is interfered with at its best because of the digestive system. So we have a garlic that when you take, it will go right into your intestines, small intestines, and it is broken there, ready for assimilation, and it will not give you that after breath. It is good for pressure. You know, the COVID people right now are having a lot of heart, the thrombosis becomes an issue in this time. So it's important to make sure that your cholesterol levels are good, your blood is thinned in a good way, in the normal way. And of course, it also gives the immunity we've talked about because it has natural antibiotic properties. And so there we have our garlic. It's a fantastic product. It's good for men, for their prostate. So men, it's good you take them once in a while. It's good for us to have it in the home, just in case there are challenges of infections. You find that it really works out for us. Something else we have is the zinc. I mean, we've all seen going in the media and social media why zinc is very, very important. Zinc is actually a mineral that is meant, one, for healing. It does a lot of repair of any damage done in the body. And even as a virus comes to the body, it doesn't come to the body just for the sake of it. It comes to damage. It comes to damage even the cellular part of it, up to the core of the cells. And so it is always important to make sure we have our zinc levels up. And so zinc is very, very important for that, the immunity part of it, and protecting your cells from any cellular damage that may come, just in case you have the virus. And so even us who are normal are actually the ones who really need zinc, because we will be protected should you get the virus coming to you. It will not do as much damage to the point that you have to be hospitalized and maybe go to ICU and all that. And more so, especially the people who have the chronic diseases. It would really benefit them. and it will give you energy. You know, the virus will make you lose energy. Some people stay in bed for a long time. They have no energy to get up, no energy to do things. And so it will help activate the B vitamins in you, and you find that it helps you on that area. And for men, it is very good for the prostate. So men, you need to have that as much as possible. We have products in our company that have zinc. We have the multimineral and alfalfa. We have the multi. We have the Pro Vitality. We've seen it. We have the Daily Vitality. The person who invited you can give you the products that have zinc, because you can have even the ones that have much more than just zinc for more benefits. The zinc is very, very good, and it is very well done, very absorbable. Reason being, Neolife has used a system called chelation. When you have chelation in a product, the absorption of it is at the highest level. You don't want to take a product that will just go and sit in your system just to be eliminated later. So the chelation, you can go and Google search what chelation means so that you see the benefits. And it's also good for, you can see about the stomach irritation there. It is very good for people who have ulcers, people who have wounds related to diabetes, and anything else like that. Then we have a good product here, very good, for anyone who wants to go the up mark, called Phyto Defense. Phyto Defense is a combination of all the fruits and the vitamins, as it were. We have them in terms of carotenoids, flavonoids, and cruciferous. I would want you, after this, please, you go and get to know more about the carotenoids, the cruciferous, and the flavonoids, because Phyto Defense is a combination of those three in a ratio of 3:1, and it will give you super protection. So for a higher level, those who can afford, Phyto Defense is a great product. In it are these three products. One is the carotenoid complex we talked about. We are looking at carotenoids on its own because in it is one of the super immune boosters that you could think about. This carotenoid complex derived from those fruits and vegetables as they are given their names. Neolife took 10 years to do the research and 7 years to do the formulation. And out of that, they gave us a product. In that tin, we have 115 kgs of raw fruits and vegetables that give you the best and highest immunity. It is good for immunity, it is good for cardiovascular, it is good for anti-aging. If you don't want to age too fast, you know, people age because their cells become dilapidated over time. But when your cells are at their best, you find that you age better, you age gracefully. So this is a good product. We have the same kind of this for our children. So our children should not be left behind. You need to know the equivalent of that. So carotenoid is a great, great product. I love it. It's good for people with eye problems. You don't want your eyesight to keep going worse and worse and worse. It's also very good for people who are diabetic, very, very diabetic. And in this season, the best thing I can tell you is that it will boost your immunity by 37% in exactly 20 days, given in the right dosage as written. So this is a complete whole, actually it is exclusive to Neolife and it's patented. You need to understand what patenting means. And also for oxidation of cholesterol and pressure levels and all our vital organs. Another thing that is in the Phyto Defense is cruciferous, which also will help you boost your immunity. I love this one because it works on all the damaging, all the destructive substances that come to your body, especially the ones that, that want to attack your DNA. When you have the cruciferous fruits and vegetables, the broccoli, the cauliflower, there are quite a number, kale, cabbage, turnips, there are quite a number. They will help protect your DNA. They will help protect you from even the diseases that come, like for women, we know the diseases that women get out of hormonal imbalance, and for men, the prostate and all that. So cruciferous is a great product that everybody needs to think about occasionally or as often as you can, because it will neutralize the aggressive toxins that come to your body. And as I said, it's also another world first that we have, and it will do great things. It has great benefits, and it has been tested by the National Cancer Institute to support that immune function. And so we need to think about the cruciferous fruits and vegetables in a very big way. The other one that is in the phytodefense also for immunity is flavonoids. These ones, they take care of the watery parts of the body, and they come from fruits like the bitter ones, the bitter or sour fruits and vegetables, like the citrus, the range of the citrus, things like pineapples. Those are the ranges that the berries. They also help you take care of the watery areas of the body, the lymphatic system, some parts of our joints. And it's also a very serious antioxidant, and it will help replenish your body to have new tissue growth. And it will also help the liver, the areas that have toxins that help us with the detoxifications. It will help and give additional protection. So flavonoids is another first we have. And there we go with our phytodefense. So I talked about Pro-Vitality, I talked about garlic, we talked about phytodefense with the 3 components. And it's a very convenient also. It comes in a sachet that is easy to carry. If you're traveling, you're good to go. It's a 6-in-1, a very, very intense immune booster. Now, for our children, of course, we need to think about our children. Why do we need to think about our children? Because our children are in an era where we feed them with the wrong things right from when we are pregnant, or even pre-pregnancy. You find that girls, they have no clue about nutrition. And so you find someone says, I have a craving, I want to eat chips. I have a craving, I want ice cream. I have a craving, I want this. And so many times they have so many nutritional deficiencies throughout the pregnancy and even after. All those are needed. So these are critical, like the omega oils are very critical for our children. A pregnant woman needs a lot of the omega-3, the EFS, very, very important. And even after pregnancy, a child will need that through breastfeeding or actually even giving it, because it's just a liquid. Then as the kids grow older, we have the Vita Squares that represent the whole grains. We talked about the vitamins, and the VitaGuard talks about the phytodefense we've talked. For the children, they are chewable. They don't have they don't have any chemical additives or preservatives. They are naturally done. And I brought up my children in this. We have a product called Liquivite. Liquivite is for the children who cannot swallow. They are young. It's liquid, and it's a combination of both VitaGuard and Vita Squares. So that one is for the younger children, or even our grandparents. If they say, me, I don't want to swallow nothing, Liquivite could work very well for them. Or even these ones, because these ones are for suckling. You suckle them, so that our older generation can have them. And even adults who say, I don't want to swallow, I don't like swallowing, you can also take that as an alternative. And of course, we need children who begin well. As much as we are putting in a lot of money for our children's education, sometimes putting investments for them when they are young, I believe the best investment would be giving them the right diet. And where we find we have gaps in our homes, we do this. I did this for my children 18 years ago, and they worked perfect. My firstborn had chronic tonsillitis. That was done away by the children's program. My lastborn had bronchitis. That was done away by the children's program. So the products really are fantastic. Moving forward, we want to assure you, wherever you are in Kenya, the company tries to work on a way that we can get our products up to where we are. Of course, we are not like America where it will come to your door. But we find we have a system that we as distributors and the company, the courier services are able to take the products wherever you are in Kenya. If you're in Mombasa, you're in Moyale, you're in Garissa, we have those solutions where we use the delivery services. So if you are from a far place, don't worry, you can always get that, supported by the person who invited you here. Then above that, in closing, I'll say this. Personally, when I came into this opportunity, I came to do business. From an early age, When I was working in the bank, I saw a retrenchment happen. And 2 of my friends who are below 30 were retrenched. And it was a very hurting and confusing moment for them. And so for me, when the opportunity came and I was told it cannot interfere with my work, I decided to do it part-time. And then I came in. And so you find when you come into the opportunity, we just don't want you to provide the products for you. If you want that, that's fantastic. But you have a chance of actually becoming a member. You don't have to become a member to do the big business. You can choose to become a member just to become a consumer, such that you're able to get the products directly for yourself. You can also become a member and be able to support and supply other people with the needs. We have other ranges of products. We have an organic skincare. We have home cares that are second to none. They are natural, no chemicals. Even the one for farming, we have a herbal range. We all need to understand about herbs. Let's not ignore. Our grandparents used herbs. We all need particular herbs occasionally, whether it's for the men, for the women, for our digestive, for our the respiratory system. So you find that there are many people who would benefit from our supplies. We don't have to wait for people to always go to the pharmacy. No, we have whole food products that we can actually supply to as many people as possible. So there are people who get empowered by coming in and they're able to supply to other people. On top of that, there are people who decide, I want to do business and build an organization of other distributors. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is fantastic. You can be a distributor who is using, who is supplying, and who is mentoring other distributors to come and understand more. Because there's a lot to be learned about health. There's a lot to be learned about business. In closing, what am I going to say? I saw an article this week that was saying we are past the era of depending on degrees, PhDs, our education. We are in the era of who can be able to give the skills that are needed out there. So when you come here, we give you skills that no matter what happens with your job, no matter what happens when you retire, this is something that you can do from the house and be able to order from the house and actually do the business using the website. You'll be given your own website, a replicated website. We have a TNL app, a very good app that will help you. And of course, the support of the company and the person who has invited you. So I want to stop there and say that there's much more we teach every Sunday, a time like now. We go out into all the sectors, of whether it is the skin, whether it is farming, whether it is using detergents that are friendly to the environment. We all must be part of that. And so before we close, I'm going to invite a friend of mine. She is like a mother to me in this opportunity. I found her when she was, I don't know what I can say. She's from a background where she used to work for an embassy. She will tell you more about herself. She is a grandmother, and she has been a great force in our opportunity. And above that, she has a great testimony, a serious testimony. So I'm going to look for Mary Mengo so that I can have her talk to us. She will tell you how old she is. She'll tell you how things are doing for her. She'll tell you that in her age, she's doing big business, which is in Congo, Tanzania, abroad, and within at her age. So help me welcome Mary Mengo to share with us her humble testimony.
Wow. Thank you, Gladys. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you. People, I'm very grateful to be here today. I would say good evening. As Gladys said, I'm Mary Mengo, a mother, a wife. In fact, I came to this business. I was working with a diplomatic mission. That's an embassy. And I was very happy there. The money was there. And I just continued working. Then little did I know that I was just getting tired. I was getting fatigued. And then as I was working there, a friend of mine introduced me to this company. And I came to this company purely to use the products. I became a member to use the products. I didn't come to do the business, but later the business followed me. Can you imagine? So what did I do? Before, I'm going to give my own testimony on what happened to me. Before knowing this company, my immunity was very, very bad. Like Gladys, we have gone through the products, and me, nobody took me through the products, nobody invited me. But as I was working, I was hit by something known as arthritis, and my doctor told me that arthritis had no cure. But that was not a problem to me because, of course, the money I had, and I used to go to my doctor, and I kept on going, and my immunity kept on going down. I didn't know my immunity was going very down. But then I used to suffer so much from flu, malaria, and lots of many allergies. I had allergy on each and everything I ate. Wherever I passed, and any smell was an allergy to me. So my immunity, and I didn't know I was losing out. So as at one place, I would even lose my voice. I could not talk for about even 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I could not talk. And as we were talking to you, I could say, yeah, yeah, and you also say, yeah, 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 because I remember my ambassador where I was working. When I wake up in the morning, I go there and I'm not talking. I talk to him like, you say, oh my God, what's happening? And they would say the same. So my immunity was really going down of this. And then one day as I was going to a chemist to buy my medicine, the pharmacist in that pharmacy, he just said one thing to me. I think you are frequently coming here, your immunity could have been going down. And it clicked on me. Why would I have been getting sick, flu? Every time I'm sneezing, I'm coughing, I'm having malaria, like when I go to Mombasa, or I go to Kisumu, I go to Garissa, I come back, I'm sick all the time. And when he said that your immunity could be going low, I really had to think back. And I said, yes, maybe, I'm not sure, but I had already membered or partnered this company in your life. So from the product trainings we usually train on products. I already knew the products which I would use for my immunity. So I really engaged myself, and I straight went on and I studied myself on products for immunity. As I was already using TNN and omega-3, that was, and of course, Calmac for my arthritis, because I was introduced to these products by my friend, I was using those. So when I learned, my pharmacist said that your immunity is going low, I went straight on to carotenoid complex. Can you imagine? Because every time we were just learning, carotenoid will raise your immunity by that 70% above normal within only 20 days. Can you imagine? Wow, I said, yes, this is it. I went on to carotenoid complex, and I went on to vitamin C. I started using vitamin C because of the flu. And I went on. Then I started using zinc for my immunity, and I went on and on. So as I was using those products for that, then we did not have ProVitality by then. And then ProVitality came, and I started using the ProVitality. So in other words, the products I was using, it is the whole ProVitality pack, which Gladys I just said. So now, all those allergies, all the malaria, the flu, it is a story of the past. Let me tell you the truth. It is the story of the past, if I would say. In my house, I'm telling you, we constantly use these products. We have got these products, we have got literally everything. Even now, I've just taken my zinc, I've taken my TNN, I took it in the morning. I've just taken, in fact, I've just taken my flavonoid and my cruciferous, because I love the products with passion, because I came to this company purely to use the products. As I told you, the business just followed me and it just followed me. I don't know how it followed me, but it just came. Anyway, because I'm very good in using the products. So everybody in my house uses the products. And especially now this COVID time, we have got garlic, we have got zinc, we have got literally every product. And for my, of course, Calmark is that's I'm used to that because of I'm very young. I'm slightly above 18. As we go on, you'll know what that means. And as I go on with this testimony, a very, very, very important testimony from my granddaughter. And as a mother, we have 5 children, 2 children between these 5 children. They are between the last born is 31 years. That's my last born. So you can see how young I am. And for my granddaughter, she's only 4 years now. When she was born, I started her on aloe vera plus. From day 1 in the hospital, that's the drink I took the mother to take for colic for the child and for herself. And then when they came home, I started on a omega salmon mini on her. Then after 1 month, the second month, I started on Vita Guts, Vita Squares, at least a half. 1 tablet, I would break it, not a half, I would break it 4 times. That's a quarter of a tablet. And as we went on, during this period, I added on vitamin chewable C for her because it's very good for immunity. And we hardly go to hospital. We only go to hospital when we are going maybe for normal clinics. And I mean, that's a very, 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 very inviting, very interesting, because as you see, when you have children, you have your people, you must take care of your youth people. And now, the best of all is when my neighbor, just in fact, I'll say 2 flats from mine. My neighbor, Mama Kenyua, the Kenyua himself, the little baby, when she was born, and as he was growing, 1 year they started seeing him walking with a ricket legs, the ricket bad ones. The legs had formed a C, a C. And unaangalia mtoto unaona this child is really struggling even to stand because they are just, the knees are just like they are going to join together. So I talked to the mother and I advised the mother if she could put this child, this baby, on omega salmon plus Calmark, and of course Vita Squares, just a quarter tablet a day. And she did put him on those on a Calmark, omega salmon, and of course Vita Squares. By then he was about 1 year. Today, Kenyua is 4 years. If you see, Kenyua is so straight. This child, he's so bright. I can't just imagine, and it's my joy when I see this child walking straight, and the mother is very happy. So every time she'll always give the children the products. So she really treasures New Life products, and they are using the products. The children and my neighbors, I have many people who use the products. So what do I say? I urge each and everyone who is on this call to use these products, and especially this COVID-19 time. Use these products, make sure that you use the products because for your immunity. And can you imagine? I'm on my 7th floor, if I may tell you. 7th floor, I don't know how many people or how many women or how many people who are on the 7th floor, they can be here today talking with a sound mind. My mind is very sound. I'm very healthy. I'm growing younger every single day. I love my skin. I love the way I walk. I'm very proud of myself, by the way, and I love myself. As much as you love yourself, love other people. So I've got very youthful skin. So I urge each one of you to use the products. It's my pleasure. Welcome. As Gladys said, I have people all over the world. In America, I've got about 4 states, DRC, the whole DRC, Kenya, everywhere. So get out there and help people with these products. Thank you so much. And Gladys, take it away. Thank you. Welcome.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mary. We are very excited. You know what we are lacking in the world today is mentorship. And you know, people are too busy to mentor you in their other workplaces, in the areas you'd want to be in. But I want to assure you, while you come to New Life, you will get mentors like you've never seen. Mary has been my mentor, together with many others, and it's been an exciting 18-year-old journey. And I'm looking at the future with a lot of excitement, because in our kind of industry, the need is real, the need is there, and ours is just going to help people with their health and wellness. And above that, the company also gives us lifestyles. If you've ever thought of traveling the world in a fun way, not just to go and work, to go and have fun, New Life will actually do that for you. So when you are coming into this opportunity, should you think you'd want to do the business, or your children, or your relatives who are crying, how things are tough, I really don't understand. There are so many opportunities out there that people can get into. But one of the best opportunities is ours, because we mentor each other on a daily basis. We impact you with a lot of information. We give you skills, we give you knowledge, and we support. Whenever you feel things are not working, there's always a team of people that are there to support you. So in closing, as I say, in our business, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yes. My teachers appeared, and they taught me to be a teacher to many other people. So in closing, I just want to welcome you on board. Neolab is an international company. It's not our making. It is a real institution. You need to go back and read more about it. Read about the founder, read about the scientific advisory board, so that you can confidently know that we have a serious opportunity with us that cares for people all over the world. The other thing is that every Sunday we have this kind of meetings, and coming Sunday is going to be a bomb. We are going to do an exclusive women session. And when I say women session, I'm not excluding the men. You know, behind every successful man, there's an even more successful woman, or encouraging woman. You know what success can mean, many things. And so next week, we want to really go into empowering the women, because women can be mompreneurs while they are at home, or whatever it is that they are doing, because they are the backbone of even the nutrition that happens in the society. So we are going to have great speakers from Uganda, from South Africa, and we'll have a great presenter. So we are going to have a flyer coming out, and we'll have it circulating. But of course, I have already invited you guys personally. All you need to do is talk to the person who invited you and tell them not to miss the invitation when they're inviting you. So for me, I'm very excited this Sunday afternoon. The fact that we have COVID and God can help us touch base wherever we are in the world. A time like now, when people are so bored and not doing the right things, we just say it's a God-given opportunity for us. We thank God for the opportunity, and we give him all the glory. And what can I say? I want to say thank you very much. God bless you. Keep in touch and be part of us if you can. God bless you.